Okay, good morning, everyone. My name is Donna De Cruz, and I'm happy to start this meeting. So, Clint, are you going to call the participants
And
or
so yes, I can. So we will, usually the hearing, do you have sort of the ground rules first, or do you want to?
no?
No,
No,
okay.
this is my first. Yes.
Okay, great. So, Niall, do you have
Hi, Niall.
Good morning.
okay, so we can, um, we can start off with the first one, which the appellant is San O,
San
and
O.
Sand O, and if you would raise your hand, we'll get you swore in.
Me? Is that me? Clint?
No,
The San O.
San O, the appellant, for citation 215544021. But I do want to make sure we have a Zoom user guest. If you'll just raise your hand and let me see if I can get the Niall, do you have the script for
Let me pull it
Donna?
up now. No problem.
Thanks, Niall.
No problem. Pulling it up now.
Here we go. And to raise your hand to speak for the attendance, the first item on the agenda is for 722 Palmetto. Okay, so, and I'm just seeing in the chat that that's Shannon. So we're gonna have you go ahead and speak.
Hello. I'm having trouble getting my video connected, so sorry about that.
There is no video for unless you need to share something.
Oh, if I could have the ability to
Sure.
share screen, that'd be
Sure.
great.
Great. 1 second. And go ahead and share. All right. And you wanted to share something?
Yes, it's gonna replace the current.
That's fine.
Okay.
Okay. And then we have a representative from Public Works for 7. Okay, great, Shannon.
Yes.
Would have promoted. And then do we have the appellant for 722 Palmetto? Are you present? Okay. And we'd ask you to unmute. All right, Mr. Griffiths.
Yeah, so I don't know whether I am technically the appellant. Sando is, I understand, the owner of the property or the property manager. But she had asked, so my role is I am the uncle of one of the tenants. In the upper unit, there are a number of units and a number of tenants here. So I had asked, the first that I heard about any of this, so let me back up and establish a little bit of context here for a moment.
Before we get started on the order, we'll have the does Donna, do you have the Niall, did you get Donna the script? And then we'll have you
yes, I'll forward it to her an email.
We'll have Public
Sure.
Works start off, and then
Sure.
we will swear you in, Mr. Griffiths, which is, I can do that now. The statements you're about to make, are they the truth to the best of your knowledge?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. And go ahead, Shannon.
Okay, I do my part now.
Yes.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. My name is Shannon. I am from the Outreach and Enforcement Team with Public Works. I will be presenting today on the citation hearing for 722 Palmetto Avenue. The citation number is 21554-021. The citation is for Public Works Code 170A, which prohibits garbage receptacles from being stored on the right-of-way, this sidewalk or street, or visible from the public right-of-way. And so they must be placed out after 6 p.m. the night before collection, must be removed by within 24 hours of placing them out. The receptacles must be stored in an enclosed area or blocked away from the view of the right-of-way, and they cannot be stored in the plain view of the right-of-way. And our enforcement comes in 3 types. So first we start with outreach, which is either verbal or written outreach used to educate and inform property owners or tenants of SF codes of what compliance looks like. Warnings, which are letters sent to gain compliance that warn of punitive fines, and then citations are punitive with a fine for failure to comply at the time of inspection. And our enforcement is typically sent to the Recology account holder and the property owner on file with the assessor's office. That's the records we have to issue enforcement. And so this is the enforcement history of the property at 722 Palmetto. Starting in May of 2021 was our first complaint about 24/7 toters left out at the location, which was sent to the listed address or contact address for the Recology account, which is 145 Paloma Avenue. Then the next enforcement was issued on 11/21/2022, another outreach letter also sent to the owner at 145 Paloma Avenue. Then following that, another outreach on 8-2/2023 sent to the owner at 1145 or 145 Paloma Avenue. Forgot to mention the highlighted ones were in response to a service request. So that means that there was a complaint by a neighbor, and so we went out to the location in response to a complaint received. On 8/25/2023, the first notice of violation was issued at the property. That was sent to both 722 Palmetto Ave and 145 Palmetto Ave. And the narrative was specific in which bins were left out, stating that the green bin was the one in violation at the time. This enforcement continued, and the first citation was sent to the property on 9/13/2023. Again, sent to Sanu at 722 Palmetto. And I'm not going to read all of these, but as you can see, there is an extensive history of enforcement at the location up until the time of this citation, with also community complaints. So on Tuesday, September 24th, during an inspection conducted in response to a service request, I observed multiple refuse receptacles improperly stored on the public right-of-way in front of 722 Palmetto. Specifically, there were 5 bins left on the sidewalk. 2 additional bins were visible on the property from the public right-of-way. Confirmed with Recology that their service day was Monday, so they were left out. And they were left out with more than 24 hours of being placed out of collection. Yeah, and then below are the notices previously issued, and then what else? This property continued to be in violation after this citation, and they received citations on the following days since September 2024, October 17th, 2024, January 15th, 2025, February 26th, 2025, March 21st, 2025, April 10th, 2025. And then this is the service request that was submitted that resulted in a citation at the property. Callers reporting that they leave 6 or 7 cans out all week on the sidewalk, and by midweek they're overflowing with garbage. This is the state of the bins for the contested citation. You can see the date of the photos in the top left corner. And that is all I have to present.
Thank you, Shannon. I'm going to read the script that I have to read at the beginning of the hearing, which I didn't receive in time. Sorry. So I'm going to
And Don,
pause for a second. Yes.
and
Clinton?
Don, I just sent you a revised script, just FYI.
Oh, you sent me something else. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Okay. So I will read the script that has been sent to me, and we can continue with the appellant's rebuttal. Good morning, everyone. My name is Donna DeCruz, hearing officer for San Francisco Public Works. Niall, are you the clerk for the hearing, or is Clinton?
That would be Clinton.
Clinton. So Clinton Otwell is the clerk for the hearing. This hearing is being recorded via Zoom and will be available afterwards through a link on the San Francisco Public Works website, sfpublicworks.org. As this is a virtual hearing, there is no sign-in sheet. So if you would like to receive information about the results of this hearing, please send an email to the address listed on the hearing notice. So this public hearing, the issue presented right now by Shannon has been for citation number 21554021. The appellant on file is San Wu, and the violation location is 722 Palmetto Avenue. The appellant has a rebuttal, appellant or someone representing the appellant. They may speak now.
Go ahead, Mr. Griffiths. You should be able to speak.
Okay, I'm happy to go ahead, but maybe we should clarify first whether the property manager, the landlord, San Wu, is available. As I mean, for a lot of this time, the main thing that I'm going to explain to you is that this game is a complete surprise to us, to the people. I am not the tenant, but to the folks who are living in the upper unit. But I can't speak to anything before the summer of 2024 anyway, because that's the first time that my niece and her roommates were living in the unit. So
okay,
there are a number of these notices from before then.
Okay, so we have a number of people in the waiting in the attendees. If you do have, if there is someone from the property at 722 Palmetto Avenue, would you please raise your hand and we'll allow you to speak. If not, you would be the only person there, and we'll give you your moment to speak. And doesn't look like there is anyone up. We have someone Zoom user. If they could state your name when you come on. Oh.
Hello, this is Angelina Moreno. I'm also here with my two roommates, Olivia Braggs and Laiba Shafiq.
Are you representing or representative of 722 Palmetto?
I'm not sure what that means. I mean, I live here.
Is that the address that you live at?
Yes.
Okay.
But you're not the owner of the address, correct?
No.
Okay. Is the owner available? Because most of the citations that have been issued have been sent directly to the owner. The owner's
No.
registered address. Okay.
Yeah.
So we have.
So nobody is here from the property manager is not here, and neither is there's no representative of the owner.
We have Sandy, someone named Sandy with their hand up.
Okay.
Hello, I'm the owner of the property, but during the citation, we live in outside of the country for like 3 years, so I never received the citation.
Okay. So before we get started, let's swear you in, and then you can rebuttal to the to Public Works. Okay. So the information you are giving in this hearing is the truth to the best of your knowledge?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead. All right, go ahead,
Yeah,
Sandy.
so since like 2022, August 2022, we were living out of the United States until August, until June 2025. So during those times, I never received the citation letter. So that's why I requested to get the hearings, because I don't know how to deal with those citations, because there's like a few tenants in 722 Palmetto. One is like 3 of them in upstate and then 2 of them in downstate. So like as you can see, I have like different bins for upstate and then different bins for downstate. And also, I don't understand why we got like so many violations like every month, because like I did put them back after maybe like after 24 hours. So after I came back, I like frequently check around the property all the time. So I'm sure like it will happen again. But for the like past 3 years, I got a lot of violations. So please help me how to deal with, how to make like those citations go away.
So Sandy, I have a question. While you're overseas, who has been, first of all, where has your mail been going? Because these citations were sent to you via mail.
Yeah,
And
actually, I have a mailing address, but like the one you provided, 722 Palmetto and then 145 Paloma, those are not my mailing address. My mailing address is in Walnut Creek, but I never received the mail to Walnut Creek address.
okay, and my second question to you is, while you are overseas, who is in charge of monitoring your rental properties?
Yeah, I had a like Ziprent property management service. Yeah, they manage the properties.
Okay, and all right, that's interesting. Shannon, you had something to ask? Go ahead, please. Shannon Sweeney, you have your hand up.
Go ahead and
Sorry.
unmute. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't realize I was not muted. So my next question is then why did you not update your information on file with the assessor's office to have your correct mailing address? Because those were the only 2 mailing addresses left on file with the assessor's office. Also, after this citation, with previous or with future enforcement at the property, I did contact Ziprent, the property manager, multiple times. I can pull up the dates that I contacted them now, which were after the citation, which I didn't bring this up because of that. They did not receive any response from the property owner after I reached out to them on behalf about these citations. But yeah, my question is just why was the address not updated?
Thank you, Shannon. Sandy?
Yeah, I never like updated my mailing address at the assessor's office because most of the accounts are like online, and also I never think like this is the necessary, because we were our country only for like 3 years, not more than that. And also the property tax and like everything else is like paying online. And also the Ziprent reached out to me at the same time as like you reach out to me. So that's why we have like we had an email communications with Shannon.
What was your last question, Sandy? I'm sorry, I missed it.
Oh, because last year, let me check the date that I had in communication with Shannon, because Ziprent contacted me at the same time as like Shannon emailed me. So because I never knew we had in like citation since 2023.
So Sandy, when you're a property owner, it's your responsibility to make the changes, update assessor's office, respond to any queries sent to you by your property owner. Being out of the country is not necessarily an excuse to avoid paying attention to citations, because citations, the first couple of citations were issued following service requests, which means people in your neighborhood were being bothered by what was going on. Shannon, go ahead, please.
Yeah, I was just wanted to share that I first contacted ZipRent in February 2021. And asked them to put me, or not, did I say 2021? 2025, February 2025. I asked them to even put me in direct contact with Sandy. They said no. Followed up again February 20 on the 27th. And then I also even went to 145 Paloma Ave, which is the other address, the mailing address listed with the assessor's office, one of the other properties she owns. And they said they give her mail to or send their mail to a PO box in the city. So I asked that they send one of our notices there as well. As the mail, they said that's what they do with the mail for Sandy there. And I think, when was it? Followed up again in April with ZipRent, and I asked them if they'd prefer the citations go directly to them, and they said that they were unable to contact the owner in April. And then I heard back from Sandy in May this year.
Okay. Well, thank you, Shannon. Sandy, if you have no more justification other than that you are out of the country, we can consider this your justification and review the case and move on to the next appellant.
Okay, the next the next item is for citation 215-89773, and the address is 7301 Geary Boulevard. And to speak on that, would Public Works like to speak first? And that's going to be, we have for the last item we have, wait a minute, Mr. Griffith. Mr. Griffith, I guess, had an additional comment on the last item.
I'm sorry. Mr. Griffith, you can go ahead, please.
Well, thank you. I just wanted to state a couple things for the record, and then and just make a quick pitch here. You all have heard this from me by email, but listen, my niece Angelina and her two roommates who are also on this call, and I just want to make it clear that this all came as a complete surprise to them as and to us as well. I'm on this because I do a lot of the communication between between Sandy and the girls. And so point is, I mean, I can back up what Sandy says in the sense that the sort of first time that all of us became aware of this, there were already a series of accumulated fines. And so I just want to make it clear that we appreciate everybody's efforts. Like, the girls are you know, once they've been alerted to exactly what the issues are, they have been doing their very best to stay on top of this. It sounds like Sandy has as well. So I feel like this was a situation where there was difficulties with communication previously. It sounds like that went on even well before the girls moved into the place. But our ask under the circumstances would be that they've fine be either waived or reduced. This is a situation in which the communication has now been established, and I think that we have collectively been able to resolve the problem. We appreciate everybody's hard work on that, but the fines mostly pertain to a period of time where it sounds like people weren't reaching one another. So I guess
thank you, Mr. Griffith. Thank you for your justification, we will take that into consideration and we really have to move on to the next case. But we appreciate your,
And we do have one other thing from Shannon.
oh, Shannon, did you need to say something?
Yeah, so I've been actively communicating with both Timothy and Sandy regarding this matter, but I did receive another service request for the property last week. And on October 9th, I went by the property and was still in violation. There was a bin also left out in the street. So it is
So it
continuing.
sounds like it's a continuing problem. Thank you, Shannon. Okay,
Okay.
if there are no other public comments, Clint, we can move on to the next.
Okay, and the next item is again 215, citation 215-89773 for the appellant located at 7301 Geary Boulevard. And
Okay,
we'll go ahead and
I'm
have Public Works go ahead with the first part.
Clinton. I sorry to interrupt, but I think that this is important because there is some question as to which bins get left out.
Okay.
Right,
Well,
and
thank you, but-
I realize that you guys are trying to move along, but you're also trying to impose a fine here, and so there's a responsibility to provide due process here to folks.
Right.
And yeah, so I would like to just ask Shannon, since she mentioned that. Shannon, can you explain which of the bins was left out on October 9th?
Mr. Griffiths, maybe we can take this offline. Shannon can contact you directly and explain. For now, we really have to proceed with the hearing. I hope you don't mind that. Thank you.
Okay. Does Public Works have the next item for 7301 Geary Boulevard?
This is Dominique Charles representing San Francisco Public Works for citation 215-89773. Citation date was November 3rd, 2025 for address 7301 Geary Boulevard. Violation code is Municipal Health Code 280, which is illegal dumping permission to move forward in regards to the concern. Wednesday, August 6th, at approximately 2:55 p.m., I received text messages from the day shift Recology Abandoned Waste District 1 driver. The messages included images taken at 11:49 a.m. that same day, showing trash bags, bed frames, wooden pallets, and other bulky items placed on 3 sides of the utility box located at the side of 7301 Geary Boulevard. The driver reported that he had picked up those items at that time. Over a week later, while I was in office, I received a phone call and an additional text message from the same driver reporting another large illegal dumping at the same location. He explained that he had witnessed a tenant bringing bulky items out of the apartment complex next to the utility box on both occasions. The items were placed on top of the existing trash, and the driver stopped to ask the tenant what was happening. He stated that this was the second tenant he had spoken to from that property. Both tenants said that the landlord had told them to place the items out for Recology to pick up. It is important to note that there was no scheduled bulky item pickups for either August 6th or August 15th, and no record of any scheduled pickups dating back into January 2025. Additionally, according to Recology, the address at 7301 Geary Boulevard is only serviced once per week with a 96-gallon trash cart, a 32-gallon compost cart, and a 96-gallon recycling cart. The amount of waste observed far exceeded the property's regular service capacity. After reviewing the images, visiting the property, and speaking with the driver on numerous occasions, I issued a citation for violating MHC 280. I do have a letter that was presented from Recology on behalf of the abandoned waste driver of the 2 reports that is connected to this hearing report. Not sure if the representative is here with us on the call.
Dominique, do you have any materials to share or any of the documents needed to share or
Not
no?
on screen, no.
Okay, great. And I do have someone with their hand up, and go ahead and I believe it is. Go ahead and unmute. This is Victor Kong. Mr. Kong or Mr. Are you the appellant?
Hi, my name is Victor Kong. I'm here with Jan Yu Pan, who is the owner of the property. Niall requested for me to join as a Cantonese translator. Um, uh, so I'm here. This is actually the
Okay,
first
and
time.
before we get started, does what do you Jing Yupan do you attest that you are the testimony you're about to receive about to give is the truth to the best of your knowledge?
Do I answer that or?
Well, I'm assuming you're interpreting for her, so you
Oh,
gave it
yes,
to
yes.
her and then she gave it back. That would.
Oh, yeah, we're actually remote right now. She's also probably on the call, but I will, yes, I do attest that.
Thank you. Go ahead. And then we'll have Public Works, or Dominic already went, so go ahead with your rebuttal. You have 3 minutes.
Oh, so this is actually the first time I'm hearing that this a tenant was spoken to by Recology. But what I know about this situation is my parents have lived at this property for over 30 years. They haven't been the legal owners for very long, but they always take responsibility for clearing debris from the surrounding sidewalk simply because they don't like the space in front of where they live to be dirty. Um, Now they also have like tenants to answer to, so they have even more incentive to keep the area clean. It was only this time that I think there was some miscommunication and things spiraled due to circumstances out of their control. Um, to give a brief timeline, I think it was August 4th that Jan noticed two large pieces of furniture left on the sidewalk. She was sick at that time, so she saw this from the third floor. Um, she's familiar with the Recology bulky item pickup, so I think what probably happened was she told the tenant, I think there was actually a tenant who moved out. She probably told the tenant to leave it for Recology, but she knows the process. I think she assumed the tenant also knew the process because they have a website where you're supposed to schedule and then you're supposed to put a piece of paper that says Recology on it. She's like done that multiple times. So she like assumed that like this was done legitimately. Um, but it was like over the next 2 days that things piled up a lot. And I guess uh, sh it was after that when people saw that there were these things on the sidewalk because it was Outside Lands weekend that like a bunch of takeout containers, like the festival goers would like leave things there because they saw that there were already things there.
You are at 30
Litter
seconds.
litter has always been an issue in the past, but she's always taken personal responsibility for cleaning up like other people's stuff out there. Sometimes she's like shown me that she was able to fill a whole trash bag for it. But like the point of what I'm saying is we're contesting this citation because we feel like this is not like something that she would regularly do. It just like spiraled out of control due to miscommunication and circumstances out of her control. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments, Victor. I will.
And
Dominic needs to make another statement.
Dominic,
ahead,
does we
Dominic.
also have another tenant? We also have someone else from the from the
Okay.
property.
I can wait for
Okay.
them to speak.
Okay, we'll have someone else from the property. I believe it's Olivia Bragg. Go ahead and unmute Olivia. Olivia. Okay.
Hello, were you
Oh,
speaking to me?
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. It's no. Go ahead, Dominic. Sorry.
Sorry.
Yes, I
What
understand.
happened? I don't know. He was like, Olivia?
Okay, sorry. I would like to note that our starting first violation fines start at $250. I thought I was being fair in issuing for both dates in the clearance from Recology 2 weekends in a row. There were different items left, bulky items mixed with household trash, and I do acknowledge that it could be possibly some outside lands takeout, but that was not the bulk of what was left on the corner for bulky items. Furniture, bed frames, and other large items were left. And I do understand that it is on the property owner's responsibility to inform the tenants exactly what the procedure is. But in my case, I did think I was being fair for 2 weekends in a row, acknowledging that it would have been 500 and or 250 or escalated to 500, that second violation. That 250 was that 400, which was a citation total, was fair at the time, considering the amount of waste and bulky items that were left at this utility box, along with 2 separate tenants at the time on those 2 days speaking to the Recology driver in regards to the concern.
Thank you, Dominic. There are no further public comments on this citation. If anyone has anything else to say, if not, we're moving to the next case. Victor, go ahead real quick.
Olivia Braggs is one of the tenants who were spoken to. Can I ask which unit you live in?
She's
Please.
not. She's not one of the tenants. She's from Palmetto, not this one.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. So Victor, given what Dominic has presented and your justification, I will be making a recommendation to the Director of Public Works. And for now, this case is closed unless you have something else to contribute.
Okay, thank
Okay,
you.
thank you. Clinton, could we go on to the next, please?
Yes, thank you. The next item is for Anna Rowe, who is here. We've spoken to chat, and that's for citation 2158941 for 2556 Pine Street. And who from Public Works will be presenting? Looks like it's Rain, so go ahead and Rain.
Rain Wong, you can go ahead with your presentation.
Yes, I'm here.
Uh,
Sorry, I just
Okay.
got accepted to the meeting. Good morning, everyone. My name is Rain Wong, Outreach Coordinator with the San Francisco Public Works. I'm here today representing the department in this administrative citation hearing regarding citation number 21589441 issued to 2556 Pine Street. And I'll go ahead and share my screen with the presentation that I have. The code violation at the time was Municipal Health Code 280, which states no person or entity may dump or cause to be dumped any refuse, garbage, or hazardous waste on any street, land, or waterway within San Francisco. On Wednesday, August 6, 2025, I received a report of an illegal dumping incident from a Recology abandoned waste team driver. The driver stated that trash was frequently found next to a pole in front of the multi-unit residential property at 2560, 2562, 2564 Pine Street, and that they had to collect the trash after receiving service requests through 311. Between June and August 2025, they responded to this location for at least 3 times. The driver documented the scene and sent me 6 photos taken on August 6, 2025 at around 7 a.m., which show flattened cardboard boxes on the sidewalk at the same location. Several of the boxes have shipping labels addressed to Anna Rong at 2556 Pine Street, another multi-unit residential property located 2 houses away from where the boxes were found. I then confirmed that the property is owned by McLaren, Willer F, and Allison M, and verified with Recology that refuse collection service is under the Pine Street Condo Association, with the following service for 2554, 2556 to 2558 Pine Street, these 3 units. A 64-gallon trash bin, 32-gallon compost bin, and a 96-gallon recycling bin, all service on Tuesday. The property also pays for distance and access services, meaning that Recology enters their garbage receptacle storage area to service the bins. Upon reviewing the history of this block lot, I found that a citation had been issued to 2554 Pine Street on July 18, 2025, after a large trash bags were found at the same location, containing identifying information linked to a residence at that address. Recology also confirmed that this address were recently charged extra for excess trash placed next to the garbage receptacles on August 26, September 2nd, and September 9th of this year. And this pattern led me, led me to believe that occupants at 2554, 2556, and 2558 Pine Street may be placing excess trash on sidewalk further away from their residence to avoid additional charges by Recology. Since the boxes were found on the public right-of-way, a short distance from the residence, and on a non-collection day, I issued a citation to the individual whose name was found on the boxes, Anna Rome, for violating Municipal Health Code 280. And these are the photos that were taken and sent to me from the Recology driver. And this is just the timeline on how it led to me concluding that a citation was needed to issue to 2556 Pine Street. And yes, that concludes
Thank
my
you.
statement.
Thank you, Rain. That was very thorough. Miss
So I have
Anna
the,
Rowe.
yeah, so we have Anna Rowe. Anna, do you swear the testimony you're about to receive is the truth to the best of your knowledge?
Yes. Can you hear me okay?
We
Yes.
can hear you. We can hear you. Great. Go. If you have something you need to share on screen, we can make that happen as well.
Okay. So am I supposed to do my testimony now?
Yes, please, go ahead.
So yeah, no, I was really shocked to get this in the mail. I have never left anything outside of our apartment building. We actually have an alleyway in the middle of 2 buildings between our between the addresses that were listed and also the next door neighbors. That is where all the trash goes. And some of the dates I actually wasn't even living here at the time. We moved here in the middle of August. So yeah, I was really shocked to get this in the mail. And I also received pictures that were completely different from the ones that were just posted on the PowerPoint. And they were of a building that I'd never seen before and trash that I'd never seen before. There was a bunch of graffiti on it. And yeah, we were in a really residential area. I don't know how those boxes were on the curb. That's the first time I'm seeing that picture. Because we've only ever really used the alleyway for our trash. And just to note, the alleyway is also shared between the building next to us. And so maybe that's the reason for the excess trash on those dates, because there are 3 different units in our building, and then I think there are either 4 or 5 different units on the building next to us that all use that same alleyway for the trash receptacles. So yeah, it was just a shock to me, and honestly left me feeling confused, and my neighbors upstairs feeling confused because they got something in the mail about it too. But yeah, we don't know how it got out of the alleyway is essentially the gist of my testimony.
Thank you, Anna. Ren, do you have any anything to add?
Yeah, tenants and property owners in San Francisco are responsible for securing the trash until the time of the pickup. And given that this location has inside service, I wouldn't be able to.
Oh,
I guess
it is secure. There's a locked door that only Recology and the tenants of the building have.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so and you don't know how these like unpleasant boxes ended up on the sidewalk in front of your neighbor's house. It's actually like 2 houses down from where you live.
Yeah, no,
So-
I've never seen that, and I don't know how that happened because I've only ever put my garbage in the secure alleyway that's next to our apartment.
And Anna, you indicated you've moved in only in August, is that right?
Yes, that's correct.
Because these issues seem to be predating your move into that location.
Yeah,
So,
that was also confusing for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
okay. All right. Okay. If does anyone else have a public statement about this case, or can we close? And Anna, I will provide my recommendation to Public Works.
Okay.
Thank you for your testimonial.
Yep.
Okay.
We only have one more left, and that is service request or 301-4202 for 249 Pennsylvania. And this is with Esther Kim, and I do believe I see Esther in the attendees. And when it's time after Public Works get done speaking, we will call Esther to speak for 3 minutes. Go ahead, Public Works. Do we have our representative from Public Works to present on 249 Pennsylvania Avenue?
I believe Alicia Witt should be in attendance.
Okay.
Well, there she is.
I see her on. Yes.
And I can present her slide when she's ready.
Go ahead, Alicia.
Hi, can you hear me? I'm not sure where the video is. For some reason, it's not showing up.
Niall was gonna show it, or if you want to share it, you'd
Okay.
have to just accept when I
Got it. Okay.
make
So,
you a panelist.
no problem. My name is Alicia Witt. I am representing San Francisco Public Works, and this is for a graffiti hardship hearing for property 249 Pennsylvania Avenue. Service request number is 301-4202. The block number is 3999 and lot is 015. Excuse me. Now this hearing, once again, is regarding a notice of violation that was posted on the property on May 13th, 2025, and a hearing was requested on September 23rd, 2025. I'm showing, Niall, you can go to the next page. The history on this property, I see in the history that it looks like on this first page for 2025, it has the owner of being 249 Pennsylvania Associates LP. And under that particular ownership, it looks like the property was only posted a notice of violation one time in 2025. I'm not sure if the next item down where it says Pennsylvania 249 Housing Associates, if that is the same owner or if ownership has changed. If this is a different owner, I just want everyone to make note that this property has only been posted one time for having graffiti. And the under Pennsylvania 249 housing, it also shows in the notes that the owner has emailed that the inside of the property is artwork. So we put that in our notes in the system to make sure that if a 311 came in for this property and they are trying to complain about the graffiti that's inside of the property, that the property owner has given permission for the artwork to stay within the gates of the building. This actual posting that was on 5/12/2025, it shows in the notes here, posting the outside of this property, the inside is a mural. So a 311 request looks like it came through for that property on 5/12, and the description from the 311 caller said it was behind the chain link fence. The walls and door inside the chain link fence is covered in graffiti. It is a blight issue. Once again, please make note that we are not posting for the graffiti within the fence. If we can move on down, Niall, past the history and go to the first graffiti NOV mailed via first class. The property was posted a notice of violation, and the one with the blue tape. The next one is the actual physical posting of the NOV on the property. There was also a letter that was sent the same day to the property owner's mailing address at 201 Eddy Street in San Francisco, just to inform the property owner that they do have graffiti on the property and they have 30 days to abate. If you go to the next slide, you will see the extent of the graffiti. And once again, I am talking about the graffiti that is on the perimeter of the building. And Niall, you can go through all the photo slides, please. So the property was posted on, it looks like 5/12, and the letter was sent on 5/13, and there looks like a final notice was also posted, and the final notice was posted on 9/9/2025. So that shows that there was a approximately 4-month difference in which the graffiti remained on the property. And these were the updated photos that are next. And you can keep going down to show the rest of the photos. And these are all date and time stamped photos. And if you can click on for this last photo here, you can clearly see there is still graffiti on the outside part of the building. And that is what we are here for at this time. And that's all I have.
Thank you, Alicia. Esther, would you like to speak? And
so Esther, you can go ahead and unmute. Esther Kim, are you on the call?
Yes, can you hear me?
We can hear you, yes, and I'll go ahead and start the clock whenever you're ready. I'm sorry, I need to swear that the information you're about to testify to is the truth to the best of your knowledge?
Yes.
Okay, all right, go ahead.
Thank you so much for allowing me to speak today. This is a request for hardship. So we're an affordable housing project. It's a site that's slated to become affordable housing. We're in a nonprofit partnership who acquired the site through the Mayor's Office of Housing and Community Development with the intention of providing much needed affordable housing to very low and extremely low income households for San Francisco residents. We're holding the site while we create the design and obtain funding in a very tight and precarious funding environment. We purchased the site through the NOFA, and the previous location was Center Hardware, but the site has since been demolished. And when we purchased the site, it was already vacant, and any utilities that were on site were gone. We have no power on the site, and as a result, we don't really have the opportunity to utilize the site for interim use or abate the graffiti after doing any anti-graffiti painting. We also have some physical constraints that prevent us from doing too much work on the site. We are adjacent to a freeway on-ramp. On one end, we don't have a sidewalk on Mariposa Street, which is another end, and there's a large wall on one end. And because of the vacancy that has been on our site for many years before we acquired the site, it's been very, very attractive to vagrants and folks who have been coming on the site on a very, very regular basis. And so we've been tagged on a very, very continual basis ever since we've acquired the site. We've worked with the street response team to remove encampments along the sidewalk, but it hasn't prevented people from being on our site and having graffiti there over and over again. And though the access has been difficult, we have been taking measures to try to mitigate vagrants from entering the site and adding graffiti. We have a roving security patrol that oversees the site 3 times a day. We've had them in place as soon as we acquired the site. We also reinforced the fencing along the site so as to deter people from entering the site and going over the fence onto Pennsylvania, where you have shown the graffiti. We spent over $21,000 on this project to date, and it's already proven not to be enough. And we've also gone in and painted over the graffiti on a number of occasions. And considering the trespassing that has occurred, we really can't afford to put a bandage over an issue that's more than a single instance of graffiti. That all said, we are engaging in mitigation efforts. We believe that an effective mitigation measure for trespassing and vandalism is to have constant on-site presence. We're not able to station our security consultant on-site 24/7 because of the cost, but we did acquire this with the intention of having interim use long-term before we develop it into affordable housing. We've been working with MoCD to pass legislative language. And through that language, we will effectively be able to rent out the space to a parking operator once we submit our entitlements, which is slated for the end of the year. And we believe that once we have a tenant on site, we will have reduced instances of graffiti on site. Thank you.
Okay, do we have anyone else regarding the property at 249 Pennsylvania? Okay, and anyone from Public Works that wants to add? Alicia Mahal. Alicia.
Hi. Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Hi. So I would just like to add, because there is a 30-day notice that is initially posted on the property when it is reported by 311. And I do understand that you are requesting a hardship for this property. What type of assistance would you need with this? Because we do have resources that we can provide to you, meaning we do have connections with Recology where we can give you information on how to get free recycled paint. When a 30-day notice is posted on the property, all we're asking is that you remove the graffiti that's on the property within 30 days. Within the 30 days. If you're not able to remove it right away, we're just asking that you're able to remove it, or that you do remove it within 30 days. You did mention that you had someone that was able to remove the graffiti here and there, and that you're doing the best that you could. Would Recology's resource be something that would be beneficial for the property until everything gets up and running? And I'm only asking this because we're having a lot of 311 requests that come in regarding this property, and then inspectors have to go to the property within 3 days of the 311 request, and they have to put a notice of violation on the property. So this is something that will continue to happen if it is reported to 311. So I want to see if there's a way that I can provide you some resources because of you saying that you have had people in the past that remove the graffiti from the perimeter. We're not speaking of the graffiti that's inside of the property, because someone has already mentioned that you guys gave permission for it to be there. So just wanting to know, would that help?
Thank you, Alicia. I think that would be helpful for us. Part of it is the cost of the materials, but also the cost of the labor. But considering our timing for submission for entitlements, we believe that we can have a tenant on site at the beginning of next year, which will deter folks from vandalizing the property. But in preparation for that, it would be helpful to have that resource so that we can abate the graffiti.
Perfect.
Okay, well,
I
this
can,
is great. Alicia, if you don't mind, if you can contact Esther outside of the hearing, I don't want to hold the hearing meeting open, but
okay.
y'all can come to some kind of agreement, and that's very generous, as Alicia, of you to offer the help, and Esther, thank you for accepting. Any other public comment on this case or on any of the items on the agenda? If you have spoken, you will not be allowed to speak again. This is just for those who might have come in late or who didn't have a chance to speak.
And just a quick note before you close, for the people that I've exchanged a chat, and on the agenda, there is an email address that you can email Nahel Simon regarding if you didn't get to speak or there was something you needed to add. So
Okay.
I think you are good to close the hearing.
Wonderful. So no more public comments. Any additional comments can be sent to Nahel Simon at sfdpw.org. I am closing the hearing. The hearing is now closed. Thank you, everyone.